Tell me when it's gone.
It's on.
Alright, tell me if anybody joins.
When you did for Nick, it was a single cam?
Yeah, turbos.
Didn't know I picked up anything new.
He had the blue patch with the K24 is with the white clear taillights, which I think
the
you got.
right-hand drive. He brought it by it once.
He has a gray EG that's like super clean with hubcaps. It's a European right-hand drive OEM D13 dual point one, and then the one I tuned was I can't remember what color it was. It had some stock ride height white, looked like 15 or 16 inch Type R wheels. I don't know if they're 4x100 knocked off or 4x114. Had a D15B with a little grid kit.
Okay. Really make some good stuff.
Yeah. For that type of stuff, yeah, they're awesome.
Oh, did it close?
Yeah. I didn't like it.
I'm not really a fan of the software.
It's okay. I am, because I'm going to smoke a cigarette, just because I'm mapping and we don't need to be plugged in to do it. I'm going to download it and pop out. I'm going to smoke a cigarette while I do it, because I'm going to save it, and I'm going to auto-save. So every time we do an adjustment, it just auto-saves, so we have that problem. We don't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
I literally was doing the last adjustment, I was going to save it, and fucking did that.
Yeah, that's the most annoying thing I've found so far with this is that it's just got poor connection.
It's okay. I'm used to it with the K-Tuner. I only have to deal with James's shit every once in a while.
Well, hopefully not this thing too much longer.
Nah.
Or at least the...
Oh, I can tell, buddy.
I'm ready.
I can tell.
I'm chomping at the bit. I want to get that,
He's like, I've got every version of Hall Tech ready to go.
1500 in there.
That's
got
awesome.
the IC7 I'm wanting to put in there.
Yeah.
I'm not really a fan of the aftermarket.
Yeah.
I don't know why this cluster didn't have an attack, but
yeah, weird, right?
I'm assuming this dash was from an auto car because it's got that and the sunroof. There's no sunroof; it's a slick top.
That makes sense. I didn't even think about it. Yeah.
Obviously, a manual car is not gonna have cruise control. I don't think.
No.
Not on this older one.
No.
Does it still have that big old vacuum diaphragm that like the CRVs have?
Yep. That's why I was like, no, I don't think so. Because if I'm not mistaken, no sunroof to that. They only came in what SI, DX, and CX, right?
This is a CX, base model.
It feels like I can literally feel how light it feels.
Yeah,
like I don't know what it's missing from an SI other than the sunroof, but when I sit in it, it's weird. I can tell. Maybe it's just because. Is it gutted behind the dash?
I don't know. I
Is the
haven't had
heater
to.
core and shit?
It's got heater blinds running to it, so I'm assuming the heater works. It's got a blower motor. It's got all name brand suspension parts on it
It's
too.
probably just because it's a little slimmer looking. Doesn't have that.
Yeah, it's in the seat behind you.
Just gives the ambiance of a little bit lighter looking.
Yeah.
But yeah, no sunroof. That's a big thing. I didn't realize how heavy those were until I took
It's
them
like
out.
40 pounds, I think.
Which in a Honda that makes 80 horsepower when you're single cam, at that time, that's a lot.
Yeah.
When you're a young ass kid and your friends are barely beating you, that's a lot.
Well, they're running around with Jettas and TDI Jettas and a couple other things.
Yeah.
We got some kid in a Mustang, and SN95 or New Edge. I think they're hot shit. 3 Series BMWs.
Yeah, it corrupted the file. New town, here we come. We're starting fresh as fuck.
Exciting.
It's okay. I'm probably better off. This one already has the ATC gear. It is a pre-tune. I guess we can start with that.
Are those like base maps?
Yeah, what they have included, they have the OE file for this, which is fine, but he has a 50 VTC already done one, and the only reason, because it's from Turbo Dixer and I know who that is, the only reason I'm going to use that to start is he probably has some of the areas that I was going to have to copy paste to make flat. He probably already has it done. So, like, for example, this area right here normally has a lot of shape. I literally have to go through and copy Control C, Control V. But every time I do that, it takes about 5 seconds. So it's like 5 seconds, 5 seconds.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Gives you a better place to start.
So it's just better. Just do that. All right. Are the cigarettes in the car, honey?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get started on this and we'll pop out. Yeah, that other one was glitching because it is reacting faster now. There was something up with the map that was on this car, and it's probably from, I don't even want to say nothing.
So was the previous map?
Yeah, the map that was on there when I got here, whatever map was on it, I don't know if that was the one Curly did or if it was changed or whatever, but there was something wrong with it. And when I was opening it on my computer, it did the same thing. Like when I was doing your live desktop, I was like, something's not right. So I do believe that that might have been the issue. Check something. That's what I thought. Have no rev limiter control modification for ignition cut on that K24 base map because they want to leave it as a fuel cut as a safety feature, but it's almost bad to cut fuel and still have ignition because you could cause a lean condition. You get what I'm saying? So we do ignition cut because then fuel's always going in and all it's doing is missing spark when it needs to. So it does make the banging and the popping, but it's safer. So we can cut fuel at the same time. Do you have a preference for the limiters?
Just to be safe.
Okay. So
As
we're actually,
far as like rev limit?
as far as fuel cut, ignition cut, both or separate or whatever. I usually use just ignition cut. It's a little more showy with the popping and banging. It's safer than using fuel cut at all because anytime you're cutting fuel, if any ignition makes its way in there, it could do that.
Sure.
So I just
whatever you think is safer.
It's up to
Just
you.
want to enjoy the vehicle and
Nick
be
says,
safe with it, you know?
yeah, same thing. Nick was like, oh, I don't care. I'm like, I know, but it's your car. hate to say it, dude. I don't want to say it, but I don't think Troy tuned that other map. I think he uploaded that tune and fiddled with it and couldn't get anywhere and stopped. These K series are different, man. People get scared of that VTC. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, this is the first K, so
Yeah.
rather just play.
Wait till you see the difference right now. I'm excited to show you that.
Yeah.
Speedometer. You're using the actual TSX training, right?
Yeah, whatever. Nick said it's from an 04.
Shouldn't use any type of correction. We'll see. We might have to figure out that. You know what I mean? The speedo stuff.
Okay.
As far as adjusting it to see that we should have a signal right away. It's wired in. That
Yeah.
should work. They had a modification in here for the early gen transmission signal to modify it. I would assume since it's stock wiring, K-tuner ECU, that we shouldn't have to use it. This tune is although from a K28 because of all their other files being limited with certain sensors not being able to be used or not used, like options wise.
Right.
And then the fact that those maps are also not a good foundation because what I was finding in them was just a bunch of erratic info compared to what we actually see. A lot of the problem comes with the fact that we're not only have better air out here, we have less humidity, this, that. You're almost better off starting with a map that you feel comfortable with and you know what's going to happen than starting with some other map and leveling it out and then being like, damn, it's way off. Just because depending on what column you choose to start with to make your zero, your foundation zero, you could be way far one way, negative or rich, and then it just makes more work. So you just tune into that 2.0 liter foundation file.
Okay.
So just let me know. All right, let's get to the business.
Oh yeah.
This fucking software, bro. I hit the indexing mark and it won't. I'll get through this. I feel bad because you're watching and you're just like, man, we can't even get this fucking car started. But the software just did the same thing again.
That's great.
It's okay. I already know what I need to do. I just got to do it again. It is what it is. I hit the fucking. There you go. Made her sleep. It's okay. Shit happens. It is what it is, you know? As long as the car's running good. Let's see, do we have 2 file windows open? Let's see if maybe skipping back real quick. So stupid.
Is it just like a poor connection from a USB, or?
Nah, it's literally just because I opened a window that James forgot to code to fucking close, like, properly. Like, it caused a glitch. What a dick. I'm not. You know what's funny? This is the only software that does that. Only fucking software.
Really?
Yes. It is the only software I have ever had problems with. This type of shit. And it's every laptop. I thought it was my laptop. I went and bought another laptop.
No, it's just the software.
Neptune, same designer, same guy, same company, same everything. Exact same issue.
It's a coding issue.
Yeah. You know why? Because he thought he would be wild and use GSR coding because everybody used P28 and it was so much cooler to use a GSR code. Yeah, real good fucking idea. And then this, same thing. Oh yeah, why use the K20 code? Nah, let's use the fucking K24 TSX code with all the extra shit that nobody's even gonna fucking use and just add all this extra space to it and not even need to and just make it way fucking harder. Files won't carry over to other softwares. Values are no good in other softwares. It's a goddamn fucking
completely on its own.
Yeah, it's like the software's cool as long as it doesn't fucking crash.
Is there a way to save it?
Yeah,
pretty rapidly.
That's what I'm gonna do right now. Every window, I'm just gonna save it. Anywhere, just save it to the desktop right now.
Yeah, just on the main screen. It's fine by me.
K24A2, OE camshafts, OE injectors, 91 octane. Then if you do a cam change, injector change, fuel change, you'll have your
adjusted then.
Yeah.
I don't plan on doing flex fuel in this car, but definitely the IS. I have a build motor for it is kind of set up for it. So
yeah, that's awesome.
It'd be fun. I've been trying to get the gas station over here to run or get an E85 pump, but closest is usually Val Vista and Broadway from what I've read.
Yeah. When you're going through, Control Shift S, left enter, left enter. So you'll get used to it.
Yeah.
I'm used to it because just doing it all the time. But.
I think they offer 100 octane over there, but it's not worth it right now to switch. I mean, I wish we had 93 out here.
You'll make full power on the 91 if a motor is not knock limited, they're octane limited. This motor with this compression camshaft profile, especially with bigger cams, you will not be octane limited with this setup, so you will have no knock limit. The problem will come or arise with sorry, let me save this real quick.
You're fine.
The problem at that point would arise, or I should say the solution to like a gaining power with the E85, you're going to get the power not from the ignition you can run with that fuel. You'll get the power from the fact that the ethanol burns cooler, and then the fact that it basically causes compression to be more stable through the pulse.
Okay.
So it'll produce more power. It's a colder charge. It'll make the intake sweat, which will cause it to be colder air, all that. So you'll gain that like 3 to 5% from the ethanol.
Right.
But if you had like a 13-to-1 compression V20 VTEC, or like 12.5-to-1 on these stock cams, or 14-to-1 with big cams, you could run 91, especially with the VTC, but you would be knock limited.
Right.
In that situation.
Which makes sense.
Did anybody jump on there, babe?
2 people, 3 legs.
Yeah, I figured. It goes up to 20, dives back down. Okay. So for anybody watching the video and wondering what we've been talking about this whole time, long story short, we've just had software issues. It's not laptop issues, nothing else other than software just sometimes crashes. It's just what it is.
Excuse me. Making adjustments. Just to get over.
Here we go.
Did it crash? Hey, at least it saved first.
Yep, that's why I was like, I don't even care now.
Yep.
Because we got that far. So we're good.
Okay.
We're good. All right, I don't need this for right now, so we'll just smoke a cigarette, whatever. If you want, you can have a loving phone call with your wife or whatever.
For a second, drink some water.
The cool thing is, just so you know, I'll be ready in about 5 minutes because the adjustments I'm doing now are literally just copy pasting to make our label 0, and then we can start.
Okay.
So, you're good. I was gonna go. Oh, did you grab Red Bulls?
Sorry?
Did you grab Red Bulls?
Yeah, I've got stuff. I got caffeine.
I want whatever you got. All right, you guys. I don't want to talk crap. But I think people talk crap about me, right? So I'll just be real with you. Neptune and fucking K-Tuner, the software, great. They crash all the time. The only reason it sucks, I think that's fucked up. That's all I'm saying. Grab my Fuel Tech thing out of there. I just think it's fucked up. It crashes all the time.
No said watermelons.
Thank you so much, dude.
Water too.
You rock. Thank you. Thank you. You want to dump that in the cup with the ice?
Oh, yeah. Why can't
Do you want to save one and we'll drink one?
share one?
Okay, yeah. And then just set the water in there. I didn't need that, baby. Fuel Tech.
Oh, the pad. Oh, that's what I was going to grab earlier.
Gotta get Fuel Tech, bro. I know you like that Haul Tech, man, but check it out. At least look it up.
Should have went with like a 650 or something, but
You already went on the Haul Tech?
I'd already purchased it.
Nice. Oh, no, that's cool.
Yeah. Got a really good deal on the 15 and the wideband and the IC7.
That's awesome.
I'm really stoked for the digital dash. It'd be kind of neat.
Oh yeah, digital dash. It's always fun to have the displays and everything.
It's a little slow.
I thought I heard some.
There's a red one back there. But look at some different wheels and tires too for this thing.
Yeah.
I've got some Neogens on the rear of the Lexus that I kind of like that I'd like to put on the front of this, just as a 280 trim.
Whoa.
He said, "Don't tell me to go fuck myself." Is that what he said?
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell me to go fuck myself. You fuck yourself.
He's talking to the wall.
Oh, is he? My
at him.
bad. I didn't even.
He's right in front of you. Look at him. He's laying on the wall. Yeah, his voice sounds like
So what I'm doing right now, you guys, is setting up the map to have more uniformity so that it makes it easier. I'll talk to you guys how about do the composite tuning for the K series, but let's get through this. We'll do talk later. Fuck me.
where are you going?
No matter how stressful this is, you guys, I'm going to tell you right now, this keeps crashing literally while making adjustments. If we were driving down the road, this would be an issue. I'll tell you guys right now, do not go with something else. Because you do not want these issues.
You don't want them.
You don't want these issues.
You don't want those ones either.
Showcases real well. Did this on my laptop twice during Wi-Fi. Once live while doing this. This is ridiculous. James, fix the K-tuner code, man. What the fuck? Making your fucking tuners look bad. I wanted to be a dealer for Neptune back in the day, and to be honest with you, it was such software issues. The first board we got, I said, fuck that, and EC Tune was like the shit. That's why he came out with this, was because Neptune wasn't doing shit. It's fucking ridiculous.
I will fucking maul you. My cock and balls is castrated. What are you talking about?
Adjusted your laptop next time. Slow down the mouse, probably about 40% the speed. It'll help you.
Oh, look. What is that? Yellow one? Going through the bush. It's past the sign.
Nick text me back and ask me how they're doing. So we're having software issues.
Yeah. Be like, everything's going good. This K-tuner just keeps crashing.
That's what it is.
Yeah, we'll get through it.
Always do.
Yeah. That's why this is my job, and I don't fucking, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Our run is real strong, says it's super conservative. It's good top end power for a small manifold.
Yeah, it definitely does. I'm happy he was happy. I was like, I can go with the timing now. He's like, no, it feels good. I was like, you don't want any more? We're way down. He's like, no, if it's more reliable. I was like, yeah, it is technically.
4 pounds and you can just thrash on it all day.
Yeah, and I lowered the
Yeah.
limiter a little, like right where it peaked and started to fall. You want to go to 75? I was like, 75, it'll hit on the freeway. 72, you can bounce it all day. But third and fourth gear, because they're long, that extra 600 RPM, like, it's not, you know, it's kind of leveled off and kind of on a downslope,
Yeah.
but it'll still do it. He's like, yeah, leave it. I'm like, yeah, if you're battling a Camaro on the freeway and you need to edge out third a little more, use it. So it's not going to hurt nothing.
No.
So I was like, all right, do it. So yeah. All right, we're very close. I got it saved. I got that. Still. All right, we're not going to take off just yet, but I'm going to upload and then start with the idle and low cam. So we'll be sitting here for a minute. I'm going to open the door.
Yeah.
And then
If we're gonna be here for a minute, I'm gonna walk over to Fry's restroom real quick.
yeah, go for it. Sorry, bud, it's taking forever.
No, that's fine. Your time is your time. All right, I'll be right back.
I'm really mad at that. Why does that keep happening?
It's still doing it?
That software glitch, that glitch specifically, is the most annoying one. That is the most annoying one. For real. When you open the index to do the index adjustment, it's fucking freezing. But it's okay, as long as I stay away from that, so we'll be fine. K24 software and Neptune, you guys, just crash regularly. It hasn't a thing right now when I hit the index column, because I'm setting up the map, so I'm grazing over that column a lot. His mouse is really fast activity wise and ultra sensitive. I might have to change the settings, because every time I graze over it, if I barely press down, it's opening the indexing adjustment and it won't let me cancel out. So we'll see. We'll be fine now. It just sucks that this happens. Connecting, tuning the car, live tuning is not going to be possible. We'll end up tuning it. I gotta change one of the indexing. Let's see if it's gonna do it again. Alright, saved it.
many times did it crash on you while I was away?
One. It wasn't bad. I got it all done. It's uploading.
Oh, fantastic. Is your VW on lowering springs?
It's got some really nice coilovers on it, actually. Like a real nice one-piece shock body coilover.
That's cool.
Which I thought it would have been like eBay or Springs, but I looked under there. Although the front left, front right one is blown, I looked. I can't remember what brand it was, but it's like I saw them and I instantly recognized the brand by the color of the spring and the look of the shock. It's up there with like Tyne and shit. It's just a European company. It's like a KWA type thing. But I think they were like, honestly, if I had to guess, between, even on the low side, probably like $600 to $800. They're definitely not like some $200-300 eBay ones. They could be up to like $12. So I think he got those like when he bought the car, or like that was like his, I got a bunch of money, I'm gonna buy something for it. And then it's got the newer VW wheels. So I was like, you know what? Somebody throws a windshield in it. The check engine light is literally for the cam sensor, but it's behind the gear. And it's only a secondary sensor. So really that code doesn't even need to be fixed. It doesn't do anything. So besides the windshield and that code, it's got that blown shock, the paint. I figure
it's an Arizona car.
That's $1,000 car, right? Yeah. So I told her we sell it for $1,000, $1,500, and just go buy your beat up RSX, or she wants a CRV, and I'll just turbo it. She got a GT30 billet wheel, fucking nice little GT
CRV
turbo.
Might be for sale.
Let me know.
Might be. It's got low compression.
It's okay.
It's at 135.
It's okay. She would love that.
It is clapped.
I'm down.
I gotta see if I can get the approval to sell it first, but it might be for sale cheap.
Oh, thank you.
It is on.
Sorry.
No, it's
is
on.
it?
Yeah, it's on.
That was me. That was moi. Have to mess with the startup, that's why.
Lean?
Yeah. It's just because it was starting, I had just the foundation setting, so now I'm getting all the trim setting done. All right. The testing's going well, making sure everything's reading right and working back with the laptop. We're good. We're gonna leave here in just a minute. Now, the live tuning on that is glitchy. Every time we upload, we're probably gonna have to pull over. This is gonna, you ready for this? This is gonna be a minute, this car with this software. Can I get a cigarette? Because we're getting ready to leave. I'm not gonna be able to smoke, and this definitely makes me want to smoke a cigarette. But so we got through the issues. The only thing I'm finding with that K-Tuner software, it does not like when the map is adjusted in the indexing area across the top. That's what keeps throwing that glitch. Your mouse is so fast that when I'm letting it off to click, if I double bounce and it slips, it's just casually grazing across there and catching it.
Can you turn the
So
down?
I will.
Okay.
I just didn't want to. It's your laptop. I didn't want to change the settings.
I don't care.
But when you're driving at some point and you're like, oh, I got a little spot right here, and you like highlighted at the light and you're driving and you're like, all right, because you can even do tracing where it'll cover the 4 spots you're at, the center of it, with the column, the coordinates around it, and you can hold control up or down to do 1% changes. So while you're cruising, you can go 3,000 RPM cruising. Brr, all right, it's 15.5. I want to go to 14.7. Well, what's 15.5 minus 14.7? It's 0.8.
Yeah.
So control up 8%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bam, that spot's fixed. Cruise up to 3,500. Cruising. All right, here's the air fuel. Oh, it's rich. Control 2% down, down, down. Do you get what I'm saying? And that'll make it easier, and it'll actually go. So like, say you're having a hard time at a certain 3 pounds, 4,000. You're like, when I go from 2 to 4 pounds, I'm crossing over this. It's like lean, and then it goes rich, and what the fuck? You can fucking get it at 4,000 in 4th or 5th gear on the freeway. Start to roll into the throttle, grab the brake, see it start to get near 0 inches, and go, okay, I'm ready. Start rolling the throttle, watch the thing, you'll see it go 0. You don't have a PSI 1 on the computer, and then you'll see it move to that 2 PSI column, and you'll just be holding the brakes at 4,000, 2 PSI. You'll be like, oh, look, it went from 11.5 to 12.5, and then 11.5 at 4 pounds. All right, that's the column. Highlight the whole column, bam, 10%, boom, level.
That's done.
Yeah, and I'll show you all this shit. I'm not afraid to show you, because no matter how good you get, you're still gonna call me and go, hey, I gotta race this fool, I'm going to the track, is that? I just wanna make sure I'm good. And then I teach you some more. Then when you're going to the dyno day together, I'm bringing my car, you're bringing your car, everybody's bringing their laptops, we're having a gang at a time. It's not even a big deal. All right, a little heat in there, and we'll go drive. So this process is almost like chip burning, except for instead of popping the chip out, burning the chip with each adjustment, saving it, this, that, you just pull over and upload. It's a pain, but once you get the car tuned the first time, like all motor, turboed, whatever, after that, it's your fine adjustments. So you guys, on this, it does have real-time update. I have a lot of issues with the real-time update on the laptop on certain software and hardware combinations. Generally what it is settings. I use a lower upload speed on my HP because it doesn't bog it out as much. You can use any computer to tune it, just how fast it's going to coordinate. Your data logging, you don't need to view the data in real time. If you're viewing the data in real time, most computers, as long as the RAM's not maxed out, they have no problem processing it. You'll be fine. But, you know, do your data logs, whatever. If you have a slow computer, bear with it. Change your speeds if you need to. But on this, it's more of an upload after thing. It's going to take a couple minutes. And that's probably going to be like that last car readjustment I made. It's going to be a couple of adjustments in an upload versus like an adjustment in an upload because it's not instant. So this is about to take a minute. But we'll get this car done. I treat everybody the same. I do every car the same. No matter what I run into, I work through it. I really pride myself on it. So I hope you guys enjoy my work and watching these videos. I'm going to show you guys with my motor mounted and intercooler on it when I get home, turbo and all that sitting there. So can't wait. We're going to get back to the tuning, and you guys can watch, and I'll talk to you in a bit. Harley's going to be the cam girl.
All right, lock the car, baby. Yep.
Ready?
You end up going.
was telling me that I might have some clearance issues with the hood, so I kind of.
Yes, they have the Ultra also, the big boy one for like builds. I build custom manifolds, and I'm getting ready to do a K series on a loader manifold. My H series manifolds dominated the market. It made Skunk 2 so pissed off they made a video about it.
Really?
So they said some kid in his shop couldn't shut down a multi-million-dollar company, and I was like, well, I can if the part performs better. So
You're seeing gains all across the board.
oh, dude, it put it this way: peak 1 horsepower less at peak for 200 RPM. Everywhere else, between 3 to 8% gains. 200 horsepower.
Is it a center feed?
Yeah, through the hood.
Yeah.
The AR-15 Civic, fastest. It's on methanol. Stock about the pan. Stock about the pan. It might have Pro 1 cams now. On methanol, with my header, my manifold, it went fucking 11 horse.
Wow.
Stock.
That's cool.
Pro 1s, it went into the 10s. Dude, you put cams in here, right? We get a manifold. Let me build you a fucking manifold and the hood exit or fender exit the header. Just to do my testing and prototyping, I'll pay for the tuning, the dynoing, and if you like them, then you can just take the tune, take the parts, and just pay me for the 2 parts. And if not, we'll just take them off and I'll put your stuff back on, but we could use this as the test mule. Then you could see, but if you did those cams, a good bolt-on package, you could run a fuel cell up there, so you could do nitro on the side, like run the standard fuel system.
Yeah.
You have the ECU on toggle switch, flip the solenoids to switch the fuel system to nitro and switch the tune. You're gonna run E85, not methanol, E85 with about 10% to 20% nitro. Not much. Water bottle full in a gallon cell.
Yeah.
50 horsepower, 70 horsepower.
Really?
That much from small nitro.
That's cool.
You don't use big nitro. Little. Yeah, I promise. I promise. I've been doing tons of research into tuning.
We'll go out this way to the right, and then go left.
All right. We're gonna get the primary info. We might not even make it out of the lot, so we'll see how far we get.
That's fine.
Okay. You said left.
Yes. Or we can stay in this parking lot.
Yeah. Let's do that just real quick, just for these first tests.
This doesn't have power steering.
Yeah, no big. I'm just checking our air fuels down low.
Okay. It jerks around so much at first like that.
Oh, I'm gonna fix it. Don't worry, that'll go away. I'm just figuring everything out right now because every time we upload, it's gonna take a second. I want to get as much information as I can.
Sure. Somebody comes up behind us. Yeah, no biggie. Excuse me. I'm still getting over whatever cold I had.
Oh, here you go.
gonna check the shop cameras tomorrow, and then you'll see me just driving around all through the lot.
What are you doing?
Trying to tune this pig. Die on you?
Huh? No, I did it. I did it. That way, if we do end up having a connection exchange, just hit enter again.
Sure. Yeah.
Sorry this is taking so long, buddy.
No, it's fun.
I feel like this makes me look bad.
I got a couple more hours.
Yeah, it makes me feel like I look like a shitty tuner, though.
It's software issues, obviously.
Still makes me not happy.
I would sit here with all when I first started talking to Nick about like having some of the issues and the cell popping and it showing NOT codes and stuff. This thing was so picky about wanting to connect, and I tried for a good while with the Bluetooth and it didn't even do anything. So
Yeah, crazy how you have to. Get the new model. It's got more outputs than Bluetooth, and none of them work.
yeah, it was so tricky to try and connect. And
Dude, I had a K20A3. So basically the same setup, except no carpet, no back interior, nothing under the dash.
got it.
Basically the same.
Yeah.
K20A3 base model. Like a mid-14s with like a bullshit ass header on it, right? Put an eBay 35R on it, talked to Joe, told him, he's like, that turbo won't break that motor. A lot of people get offended, right? They'd be like,
Did it work?
yeah. They'd be like, oh, it won't break my motor. Like, you're saying that I could never make enough power to break my motor with this turbo, which, yeah, that turbo will never break it. So what he was telling me was, you'll never break it. I was like, oh. So I cranked it. So I ended up hitting 38 to 42 pounds, racing some of the fastest roll racing Hondas out here, lost by like a car against like all these 1,000 horsepower Hondas in like a 460 wheel horsepower gutted hatch with the base. Went 1047 at 143 miles an hour.
Oh yeah.
With a 5-speed open diff tranny on baby slicks.
And an open diff?
Yep.
Spinning?
760 foot. You can watch the video on YouTube. I put it in. Hella put it in on that. Alright, let's see where we're at. Let it level off real quick. Yeah, might be a little too much fuel. I threw 3%, but these injectors are bigger, so it could have just been more.
Oh, they should be stock.
Yeah, my bad. With the percentage change, say the computer thinks they're, for example, say like it was 240cc, and then it's actually a like a 440, it would almost add double.
Okay.
So in my mind, I was thinking, oh, these are like a 340, 370, and stocks are 240s. So you're absolutely correct. But with those percentage changes, it's 3% based on the map. It probably pushed it all over. So what I'm going to do now is we'll start leveling it off. All right, let's see what she wants. So 13 degrees ignition timing is around stock. 12 to 15 is about stock, sometimes 9. But she seems to like it. After we tune, I can go farther with the idle because it's just going to be repeatedly uploading.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of do adjustments as we go. But I do want to check this. Let's just for, because more timing is going to kick it up, and it doesn't seem like it's bopping off of like basically too much ignition at idle, causing like almost like a vacuum leak sounding situation where the idle wants to surge up. So I think we're good, but we might drag it back a few degrees or up to make it more stable. We're only having about a 40 RPM variance.
Yeah.
But we could probably get that down to like 10 and just quiet. So we'll get that done. For now, we'll just keep gathering our data and go further.
liking those numbers a little bit.
Yeah.
Saw like 13.7 and some mid 14s. I'm sure it's okay to be a little fatter than a little leaner.
These, with the bigger the displacement, yes, it wants more. So generally what I'll do is I'll go 14.7 for fuel, but anywhere that the cars would be considered under load and not in overrun. So areas where you're dipping into the throttle and actually putting a load, not areas where it's leveling off, like it's starting to slow down from accelerating to cruise. So basically further back in the map and lower in the map, it'll be 14.7, and then cruising will be 14.7. Anywhere there's load, I go to the high 13s. The only reason is 14.7 means there's no fuel left over after the burn. Even
It's
if
as
we're
efficient as possible.
exactly, even if as we're going through the load range on the heavier loads, you could run that 14.7 until pretty much max load. The problem is aluminum doesn't like the heat. You're putting preheat into the motor. You're
Right.
running around really keeping that motor at optimal temperature without that fuel cooling. So that extra little fuel on those loads, believe it or not, doesn't really build up, but it helps keep carbon in there. That carbon on top of the piston, not a lot of it, just the soot, just a little bit of that soot, it actually protects the piston. It's like a heat coating.
Okay.
So you want just a little bit of that.
Okay.
Where it turns like bronze and it starts to kind of cook on,
Yeah, I see.
that's
I've
what
seen
you
some
want.
stuff. Okay.
There's just enough fuel left after the burn when the valve opens that it's complete and not hurting.
I want to go forward a couple feet.
Oh, my
in case-
bad.
No, I'm just saying in case it comes in around the corner. That way he thinks we're blocking traffic. Sorry about that.
No, you're good, bud. It's fine.
It has a little bit of a knock count. Showed it on the main.
Oh, right here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had just restarted the software.
Oh, okay.
So knock counts is counting hertz, which is, so one would be one knock event, right?
Right.
We did have a lean spot at around 8 inches, although we've been sitting here idling. I'm gonna check something real quick.
Yep.
I'll tell you how sensitive it is, because we have a solid tune on it as far as the timing's low and the fuel's about right. So if we see knock count on the rev, we'll see where it is, and then we'll go load test, and we'll figure out what's going on, if the sensitivity needs to be changed or it's actually picking up load. To be honest with you, it ain't picking up. There's no way. 91 octane disc, you got free flowing, whatever, and we're idling. There's no way it's knocking. So if on free rev it's counting knock, it could just even be a chain noise through the knock sensor because of the header, the open element intake, allowing the resonance to
Okay.
really go zzz
Okay.
at the right
Because when I
RPM.
was seeing it before, it was on like cylinder 2, cylinder 3.
Which it usually would be cylinder 3,
Yeah.
hottest cylinder.
Yeah.
Which you can always do like 2% extra on that cylinder
the
and then
fuel
pull
to
it back like
try
a
and-
half a degree, tell it trail the other cylinders by like a half a degree, just to keep it a little safer. But we'll talk more about that. But
It didn't do anything. It didn't change the count.
that's good though.
Yeah. What was that we just did?
4500
Yeah, but why did it do the
ignition cut,
Okay.
the launch control.
Okay.
So the knock from that, I'll tell you what, it's banging out the exhaust. That's not knock.
Well, it only changed once.
Yeah,
so.
that's not knock. That's it fucking going boom, and the car's literally sending a shock wave, not in the combustion chamber, out the fucking exhaust.
Yeah, right.
So when the next combustion event goes off, that's not to the back yet. They're hitting each other, and the knock sensor's noticing two ringing bells hitting each
Okay.
other, and it's setting it off.
As the combustion
Yeah,
happens.
watch. See, it won't even set it off. It's gonna be so like touchy, like with one little here
I
and there.
know.
But when we get done, your knock count per drive, say you went out, beat on it for 10 minutes, came back, your knock count's probably gonna be less than 8 on the whole fucking thing.
Okay.
From cold to beat on to limiter burnouts to death.
Perfect.
I had 0 knock count at 35 pounds. So
Okay.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So sometimes they're just sensitive. It just comes down to that. All right.
And that's what Nick was saying too, that it could be a part of the harness.
I just clicked that same fucking spot.
Sensitive.
Alright. I'm gonna do some. We're actually getting ready to go to the main road, which is good. So this was basically low RPM, mid throttle range checking so that we're not lean coming off the stoplight and getting up to our RPM we need to tune. So this would be considered like your slow tuning. This is all like the bulk of it. This is like 75 to 80%.
Yeah, this is the hard part.
Yeah.
Because then you can like.
VTEC up.
Yeah.
It's like nothing.
Okay.
So it's funny. I think we probably spent what 25 minutes on the other car's low cam, and then like 5 minutes in high cam.
Yep.
But honestly, the car's warm. We're getting more familiar with it. We know the knock sensor thing you were talking about, this, that. So the more time I spend with the car, the better it's just going to be. So.
I just want it to be fun and safe. And
yeah.
I want to be able to hammer on it for a little bit. Like I said, I got some cars here. Other coworkers that I want to beat up on. I think it'd be fun to. This car's probably the lightest of the bunch. It's performance here.
Yeah.
My IS is a big old boat, so.
Hey, turbo that thing will be badass.
Yeah, I've got actually my built motors in the storage unit over there for it. Got a pretty decent Borg Warner on it. It's cast manifold, Dodo, bottom mount, so kind of a sleeper. This is kind of what I wanted to do with it.
Yeah.
For now, it's just got OBX headers and a BRZ LSD diff.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, I went from open to, I think, like 3.7 or 3.9 to 4.10s with an LSD.
Oh,
so.
that probably felt a little bit better too.
Yeah, it's torquey down low. It doesn't like to shift because obviously it's not geared correctly for the transmission.
Yeah.
So there's a gray spot. Also, I'm running an aftermarket transcooler because I have the Mishi aluminum radiator. It's just fun until the built one goes in. That one's got, forged rods and pistons, gap for boost. We're doing flex fuel in it.
Good.
It should be fun. It should be anywhere between 15 and 30 pounds. Is the build idea.
Yeah.
Which would be fun. I don't know how long it's gonna last on that stock auto transmission, but oh well. I got another one that got cheap for like $100.
Exactly. You're like, fuck it.
I'll throw a shim kit in it and drive it. Spending money on a CD009 or a T56 yet?
Yeah.
Not yet. Is it reading ECT?
Yeah. 179.
Okay, we're chilling. Cool. It's hard. Well, I'm just concerned with a half-size radiator and it being Arizona, especially towards summer. I know it's aluminum, but I just don't want it to overheat.
Yeah, no, I understand that completely. Shit. But the cool thing is, yeah, so on mine with the hood on it, K-Series turbo, this, that, half size, eBay half size, that, dual core, not triple. I think I always rode around at like the high 190s, but I get a lot of Ks that are like high 190s, low 2s, and then I get Ks that are in the normal 180s, like a B or D. I think it's just the thermostat being a hotter thermostat because they got the two temperatures, and I think Honda wants them hotter because the efficiency of the motor, the EGR.
They're efficient.
So a lot of them I tune end up around, high 190. Right away because the thermostat will open, it'll stop.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's low, sometimes it's high. But BDs, I never see them that high because they don't run those thermostats. But when we get OE thermostats or RSXs, yeah, it'll be like near 2. But her car runs at like 195. Most Chevys run like 215, 220, 225.
Yeah.
So, as long as it's staying stable. One thing you could do, like on your car when you go to the Haltech or for the IS, put a pressure sensor in the coolant system so you can see if you have head gasket.
Yeah.
That's what I was
That was the plan too. I plan on running a whole slew of sensors.
We only have about 25 to 30 RPM variance from that 40. It's a lot quieter. I'm going to add the rest of that fuel back that it's missing right now, and that'll probably go down to about 20 RPM. We can always fuck with the timing to get it better, but it's pretty close. This next upload will make it even better.
Okay. It feels pretty smooth.
Yeah, I can make it better though. Before we hit the road, let's just do one more upload just because, and then that way we're hopefully just into VTEC after that in the VTC. The timing's close. I can do that with the high cam in Parison.
rather than do a low cam full stop adjust it, I can do that all together for the timing. And the timing's soft. So we'll get the fuel all done for low, which should be done now. If not, I'll know the adjustments, make them. We won't do an upload. We just know. We go into VTEC, we get those adjustments made, start doing our uploads. We might have to pull over 2 or 3 times for that. Ignition, we'll probably pull over about 2 to 3 times for that. VTC, 2 to 3 times for that. Realistically, right now, we probably are down to that last like 45 minutes an hour.
Okay.
Because this is going to go quick. This is, now that this is all set up,
Yeah.
and we have all the information covered, the things you wanted to talk about with the knot count and the sensitivity doesn't look like it really needs to be messed with. Worst case, I go to the sensitivity chart and tell it, hey, be about, realistically 3 to 5% less sensitive, and that whole issue will go away.
Okay.
So that's not a big deal. You got to think, usually it has a stock cast manifold and it has a resonated air box, and then everywhere it has a peak node for that Helmholtz resonance to be active, the actual resonance frequency of the motor where it likes to be matched to make power. Well, those harmonic frequencies are stronger, but they're lower. And what it does is it's active where the car has a hard time accelerating. They try to get the harmonics to match there so it drives better there. When we put bolt-ons on it, it actually ruins those harmonics. So what'll happen is you'll go into the harmonic dip and you'll get knock at that area, which is simply just some VTC and timing being kind of swapped around. And that's the issue. Okay. So it's a lot more evident on cars with older style knock sensors, like the old Preludes and stuff like that, because of the fact that the knock sensor wasn't that smart back then.
Right.
Spot, it's fine. And I felt the VTC kick in a little bit early, so I'm adjusting.
We'll go right. And then at the stop sign we can go left.
Alright, aim that straight towards me a little bit.
Like that.
Yeah, see where that spot's at so we can get it.
If we have to, we can pull over into this area.
Fuel.
A little bit of fuel.
A little bit on burn fuel. You bastard. There we go. Alright, we're at 6 no, that's gonna beat it. So we're gonna go.
Save, yep. I was just about to say. So when we go this way and to the right, there'll be a good little stretch of road, and then there's going to be a restaurant called Skies over here that has like a dirt lot. We can do I just would do it slow first because sometimes there's cops at the skies, so we can hit, VTEC and stuff over here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're gonna have to be forced to go like up Tomahawk, which is even further away from the shop and cars and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's quite a bit of a jump. Seeing the lines. I'm sure you're mapping this whole area, so.
Yeah, the VTC looks weird because it's actually supposed to be viewed in 3D, but I'm viewing it in 2D, and then it still looks weird because it's by RPM, so it's where the car wants it, and all these are sectioned off.
Yeah.
The finer tuning will fill these gaps, whereas this is how a tuner would leave it, right? If it needed to be like 18, 16, 15, it would be like 15, 18, 18, 18, 20, but they'd probably go like 15, 20, 20. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I actually like get in there.
Okay.
Make love.
Yeah, you're doing the individual
Get in there and make
cells.
love to it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Doing what it wants it to do.
Yeah. So right now I'm just noticing that at about 10 inches of vacuum where the car considers it medium load, where it's transitioning from low to medium, it doesn't have enough air because there's no VTC. So I'm giving it some VTC there so the torque picks up, so it stops. Throttle, the power increases, levels off, and then all of a sudden jumps to VTC. We're gonna hump it in so it's smoother. Like watch, I'll show you. So right now it's not listening to this. These were 0 and 0. Okay? So it's not gonna listen to us until 8 inches of vacuum for the variable cam angle. Now, if we uploaded it, it would be different. But watch what's gonna happen. So imagine these were all 0, and then it jumps to like 10 right here. You can tell it wants more. Watch. Right there, it's a little low. Right there. Yeah.
As you go to the top of that little blip, this is that restaurant, so we can pull over in the lot or turn around and do loops up and down here. Is the road being shit otherwise?
Where can I hit V-turn at? Just so I can see check.
He said make a U-turn.
U-turn.
Right there.
Okay.
So if you want to, you can try and flip it. It's kind of tough right here because we're all over the place.
Yeah. No, I got you. I can flip it wherever.
Go to the stop sign and then we'll turn right and that puts us on Tomahawk. And then it'll be scenic. It'll be the next right that you can make.
Okay.
That'll bring us back towards the shop.
And that's like negative. We're not below the speed limit.
When we come
No,
back.
I was gonna say, it's probably gonna be more noise than anything. So if we're gonna do that, if we're gonna wait a second to do it, let's do one more upload real quick. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just because we have time.
Yep.
So we'll just do the upload, and then that way we don't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? It's better.
Yeah.
Go ahead and feature settings. Okay.
Slow is fast, fast is slow.
Yeah.
I haven't even been paying attention to the FRs. Looking pretty good.
No, they're terrible. If I knew what I was doing, they'd probably look better. No, I'm just joking. I was fucking. He's like, damn, he just let
We're
the
melting
truth
a hole
out.
in
He
a
just let the
today,
truth
boys.
out. Right? No, I thought you said run it till it burns one, and then back it down 2 degrees. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, so anywhere cruising was about the same. I did throw a little more at it, so it might be a little fatter at cruising, like a 14.2 instead of 14.7.
That's fine.
which
I'd
would be
rather
bad.
have it be a little fat.
Anywhere considered load though, which would be probably about 14 inches, and beyond 12 inches in vacuum and beyond, it does go from the 14 base 13.9 in that area. It transitions from the low mid 14 to that high 13, and then from here to full throttle, it'll go from about a 13.6, 13.8 down to 13. But on this motor, big displacement, it'll like it to make the power
Yeah.
by about 12.8. So it'll go from that 13.8 to 12.8 linearly.
That's pretty
about-
fat.
Yeah. So all motor air fuel ratio for power on a small displacement engine like a D16 Z6, about 13.2 to 1. Full throttle on a high displacement, high compression engine, for two size, ends of the equation. V8, 12.7, 12.8 for this. A V8 would be about 12.6, 12.7.
Okay.
They might get more power with 13.0, but here's the thing. You can get cylinder pressure one of two ways: filling it with a liquid that it can't burn and compress, or throwing timing at it. Timing makes power. We run a leaner air-fuel ratio, causing the timing to be more aggressive
Right.
at a less amount, because if we throw more fuel, it's going to blow the spark out, and then we have to pick the timing up to get that fuel. So in exchange for that,
So you're
2
making
horsepower,
trade-off. That's
yes,
a bit of a trade-off. That's
for that
compromise. That's the word I was looking for.
Instead of going a degree harder on the ignition and running a little leaner, we leave the ignition soft and go a little richer.
Okay.
It's almost the opposite thought process, because you have two ways to make torque.
Right.
Good amount of fuel and good timing. Less fuel, less timing.
Okay.
So what do? Best of both worlds. Less timing, most fuel. The motor deals with it well. You lose like 2 foot-pounds of torque in that area, but the motor everywhere else but peak will make more.
It loves it. It's more efficient.
At peak, you'll want to get to that like 13.0, 13.2, because it'll naturally want to run up there. And as you throw fuel at it, it'll either gain power or you'll go to that 12.8 and it just won't do anything.
Okay.
So that's why it's such a negligible change. But everywhere else, like I said, it loves it. It loves it. The more, because it's like the more fuel you can burn, right? There's a couple extra percent. The motor's so big, it's like, hey, throw it in. It's not a big deal. And it generally cools more. So as the next spark event happens, it's a cooler burn every time.
Okay.
So it's kind of fuel is cooling. I mean, the fuel cools. So you're going to get benefits in one way or another from being rich. Now, you could cause heat that way, too. Not enough timing and too much fuel will definitely cause heat.
You're making it work harder than it needs to. Thing?
Yeah. I was going to say, I'll take a second for the cam angle to come in. It takes like 10 minutes. Oh.
That's okay.
So when it does that to you, it feels like you just need to dial into TPS, because it only does it in upshift one time, like that.
Yeah, it does it like in first gear. You can turn right here.
Okay.
Right here. And it'll take us back towards the shop. It does it in first gear, and usually I'm just so pissed at it, I just leave it wrong.
Yeah, you just give it support. I thought
I go into second.
Usually it's like a weird ass feeling setting there, and somebody's foot response, they feel it weird, they move it, But on this, it is simply probably the throttle position. It's probably not going 0 to 100%. It's probably going like -2 to 100%. So what's happening is you're going -2, -1, 0, and it's going because it thinks it's at 0. And then you go to 1 and it goes past it, because it's, believe it or not, it'll work well below 0 and above 0, but it will not at 0, because 0 it considers fuel cut. Yeah, that's the TPS. So we'll do a TPS calibration when we pull over. I'm just checking that cruising right now. See watch. Where's the see watch? Look at the TPS watch. I'm touching the throttle.
Yeah, it's going.
So let's check it. You might have a dead spot because it's a Hall effects. It's copper on a strip.
Yeah.
It might have rubbed through. So we're gonna put it in that throttle position right there.
0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And then it jumps
Okay.
down to like
Did you see an 8 or a 7 on there? Not all.
Maybe an 8.
Let's see, because it might be a dead spot at those 2%s right there.
2, 3, 4.
So it might not be a dead spot. It literally is probably just calibration. It looks like it's just at lower end having a hard time.
7 to 9.
Yeah, 7, 9.
Oh, you know what? The throttle. I remember last night. I'm happy I saw it now. I got more free power for you. Watch. All right, we're gonna do an upload. I'm gonna show you this one. Good hunt trick. Get you all your power. Just, yeah. Thank you.
That's one of the things that just seem to be the biggest annoyance to start with.
All right, hop out with me. I'm gonna show you. Harley, I'm gonna have you hop up here and hit the pedal for me.
Hit the gas all the way before.
Okay.
Lower it. So you're good though. So 5% max. So it's calibrating. Yep. So it is opening all the way. So it just needs an adjustment.
Okay.
I have a question. Are you still live streaming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry for the phone view. With my hand.
Is it good to close the hood?
Yeah.
So we thought it may have a dead spot, so we checked full throttle. It was going to 75. I thought the other day he was saying something about not being able to get to 100%, but what it looks like is TPS does just need an adjustment. The throttle is opening all the way. Otherwise, we're just going to bend the pedal, which I was going to tell you. So if you ever have that problem, when they don't open all the way, we just grab the pedal and fucking bend it.
Oh, really?
And it's that easy.
Okay.
Because it won't bend back.
You're making the change.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So that's why when you told me, and I was like, oh, you have slack? If not, do. But I figured last night, I go, you know what? He told me he was getting like 70% throttle. Bend the pedal when you get there or check it. So now we know. Because
Okay.
if I would have left and you would have been like, hey, the TPS is saying 75, you know, and do you think we can get more? I'd have to come all the way back out here just to check it and bend the pedal. Or tell you, hey, go bend the pedal. But now we know.
Yeah.
No issue. All right, we'll do TPS real quick. Well, before we go making adjustments, let's check stabilizers. Thank you, buddy. And then, I'm sorry, you said go straight?
Yeah, because that's going to take us back towards the shop.
I'm trying to make it do it, so if it does it, that might doesn't mean it's cool. Could be tomorrow. Okay, it's fixed. You just TPS,
Right
that's
on.
good.
Fantastic. That's one of my biggest annoyances with this
That's why I was
thing.
like, oh.
And then this second entrance, we can go left, and that puts us pretty much back in our.
What if I like? I need to like try this thing work out. Freeway here.
I haven't really taken this.
We don't have to go fast.
on
We
the
just have to
freeway?
go. But up to the speed limit, like some 30 to 45, 50.
You can go right over here. You can go right again.
That'll put us on like a more
Yeah, it'll take us towards Tortilla Flats, to be honest with you.
Okay, but is it straight shot or is there a lot of stopping?
There's a roundabout right here that we'll have to pass through. That
Should be a stretch somewhere.
yeah. That's why I was kind of hoping we'd stay behind the shop area. That way we wouldn't attract attention.
We can hit it over there though, yeah?
Yeah, we should be able to hit.
Okay,
the
I just want to make sure.
We
But
just
yeah,
have to
we'll
go
do that.
up this road enough to get onto Tomahawk and come back down.
Is it a better idea to make a U-turn?
No, because it's just going to take a couple minutes. Or a couple
We're gonna
minutes.
go back towards that street that we turned on before, the right. But on the other side.
Yeah. There's just no road from here to there. We have to go that way.
Alright, let's check our spot. Alrighty. And I'm sorry, you
We
said
just have to go straight.
that way?
Straight.
Okay.
That way.
I just don't want to go wrong.
Yeah.
That way?
Yes. Stay in the right lane.
This is good because we're checking all these spots right now.
Good.
So, and it's driving good as you can tell.
Good. We can get into some of the higher speed range. The speed limit will be 50 coming up here eventually, because this is going to, like I said, take us towards the flat. Yeah, right now the speed limit's even 50, so we can get into that area.
Swerve.
Hang on.
So be careful. Kick off the road here.
I gotta make sure that. Yeah, go around me. Just hurry up. The car threw an error and killed ignition, so I just had to make sure we were safe.
There's a flat spot right here where we can pull off.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Okay.
I already fixed it. That was what I was worried about, though. It's the TPS thing.
Yeah.
I gotta upload again, but it's okay. We'll finish our testing, do our adjustments. We're good.
At the stop sign, where you see that red car that just turned right? That's where we're going to want to turn. That's going to put us on Tomahawk, which is going to get us facing that way. Get back towards the house, or towards the shop. So it'll be this right here. This red truck is turning too.
Good deal, good deal.
Yeah, you can be right here. That's fine.
Here we go.
Perfect.
Cool. Yep, we got a bunch of info there. We're good.
Okay.
Alrighty. Let's do the TPS again because it did not like the did not like that. So we'll do the TPS when we disconnect from it. Okay. Alright, low 2500. I hate it when you do that. You change the goddamn thing, so I have to double tab. I hate that. I would prefer it not.
He's got his full face riding his bike.
Yeah, full kit. Parkour.
Roadrunner.
Roadrunner.
Nice. Sure to save.
Oh, there he goes.
All right, so we got the VTC low cam figured out, finishing up the finalizing of the top end fuel of the low cam, and then basically just VTEC after that and timing. The VTC map that I made just based on what I knew about this motor, and then obviously having done a lot of K24 A2s, it's a pretty lucky guess, but we were like dead on.
Oh, really? Right on.
When it bucked, I thought it was the VTC, and I was like, that's weird. But then I was like, oh, the car just restarted. The VTC angle probably, because I cycled it when we went around the corner, the VTC hadn't kicked in. So when I hit the gas, there was no VTC because I hadn't kicked in yet. So it felt soggy, and I was like, what the fuck? So I hit it harder. Well, right then, the VTC kicked in, and it started feeling better. So I was like, did it just buck? So I let out thinking there was something wrong. Well, the VTC dropped because I let out, but it was still in the right spot. And I was like, it feels different there. Why does it feel different there? It felt shitty. So I went out more, and I was like, it felt shitty there too. And then I went more, and I was like, wait, it bucked again right now. And I was like, okay. And I was thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, one of the columns is off. And I went back, and it felt better. What it was, remember how I was telling you it's a 1/10 and a half a second behind?
Yeah.
It was a chain effect. Just because I hit the gas and the VTC hadn't kicked in, when it finally kicked in and I was modulating the throttle, it was trailing what I was trying to do the entire time because I was literally going like this in the spot where it changes the most. But that's why these VTCs have to be tuned properly. Okay, do TPS real quick. Slap the throttle.
Showing 82. That's the most I've seen out of it.
Yeah, which I wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah.
It's not going to cause an issue with it not.
Just be careful pulling that way. There's a pretty big rut right there.
Yep, I got you.
This thing's already got oversized tires on it, and it's a monster truck.
That's like the stuff you want to check. You know what I mean? Especially while yeah, it's the VTC.
Okay. So maybe it's just like an exhaust resonance or something.
No, it definitely has a little throbbiness, but the equal length header fixes a lot of that. It's the sidewinder manifold ones that have that bad. But on this situation, with the VTC being too low, you would never know. With it too high, you will. Right now, I don't think we're too high. I think we're actually low because I dropped it.
Where's my? I was looking at battery life.
Good deal. Let's fix the fuel. You have cigarettes on you?
Mm-mm.
Of course. Alright, I guess we're just sitting here waiting. Did I hand the pen home?
Or are you flashing in the update?
Yeah. I had to do this a lot and stop. I just wish I had a cigarette for this.
Well, once you're done with this, we can head back towards the shop, take a break for a couple minutes.
Oh, no, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to knock this out. I got no problem with it. It's just sometimes shit happens that way. I like to chain smoke. It's my vice. I don't do anything else. I smoke this pen, but it's not the same type of thing.
Yeah, it's a rough life. We're addicted to caffeine, nicotine, or other things.
Yeah. Which I gotta say that the cigarette, I don't drink. When I was younger, messed around. I actually didn't even go to prison for anything other than protecting myself. So that whole thing, like being there with people that were there for that stuff, I was like, oh my God, I just couldn't imagine being this age and having a kid and be doing that stuff. Like, dude, what are you doing? You know what I mean? 40 years old doing drugs, like not caring about your kid. Your kid's like more mature than you. I could not do that. If I can have a good relationship with my kid and him look at me like I'm a good dad and you know what I mean, his dad.
Well, if they want to experiment, at least do it in a safe environment. You know what I'm saying?
That's different than having it be like a everyday thing your entire life.
100%.
You know what I mean?
You're devoting your whole life to stupid stuff.
And it's sad to see a lot of those guys in there. They, even if they're getting out, they're fuck it. Well, I'm here. I'm gonna do this. And I'm just like, dude, that's disgusting. Like when you see your family doing a lot better, you're like, I'm here, but I'm self-improving. That was the biggest thing with my family. They were like, we're really bummed out you have to go, but like, take that time to work on yourself. And every time I talk to my family, my mom, my partner, when I got out, everybody, we gotta do the TPS thing again. That's what that is. When we adjusted the TPS, I didn't save it over. That's why. Which we're gonna save it now.
Usually that's how you do it. Just don't know
Fucking didn't see you.
That's okay.
I'm a pretty passive guy, unless you're like fucking with me, but this stuff I don't stress out about. It's just the way it is, sadly.
Straight's gonna take us back into the shop.
Alright, we'll get a little test here.
Oh, you're fine. I have to get it in here to roll. I bought a fender roller and I have, a nice Eastwood one and everything, but when I went to hook it up, the coils were already low, so I've got to disconnect them or turn the coils up because the tool wouldn't shrink down far enough.
That makes sense. Fuck yeah, we got a bomb ass ET.
Fantastic.
Ooh, we're looking good.
And my buddy lives in the neighborhood over there and he texted me and said it's starting to sound pretty good.
Yeah, you can hear it like getting smoother and it's funny. That's I do like low RPM shit.
Oh no.
At least we saved it.
Yeah, at least we saved it. I'm used to this issue because when I have
You
never.
can get out of the other tabs too, in case they're taking up RAM.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm fine. That's fine. It's closing.
Just figured we'll just close that because that was a game, right?
Yeah.
Figured that might be
and
most of it.
the Chrome shit
Okay.
too. You can
Grab my cigarette throat. I feel bad. I feel like
No. We need
just,
to-
just so everybody knows.
take a break for a couple minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just so everybody knows, this is not me, but I take full responsibility for your car when I'm with it, and I feel like it's me. So I don't know how to explain that.
That's fine. It pisses me off when I can't get something figured out here, or it's got to get sent to the dealership.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with any of the Dodge, Ram, Fiat, Chrysler right to repair shit.
Yes.
We can't do diagnosis because we don't have
Their equipment.
their tools or
Yeah.
our. Yeah, it's chilling at like 800.
Dude.
It's dead nuts.
I told you I'd get it a little better.
Yeah, look, you got like maybe 10 to 20 RPM change.
I could do better.
It's smooth.
The best I've ever gotten is 3 RPM.
3.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah, fuck yourself.
Yeah. I went to the downloads page and it doesn't show me anything new, so I don't know why it keeps popping up.
James ain't doing shit. He's doing it so he can be like, hey, if you buy this, just
I'm gonna hop out and grab some water. I don't know if you
I'll
guys
grab
need
you
to
a cigarette if you want.
stretch your
Maybe.
reeds.
Probably gonna go pee.
all I know is I fucking feel like I suck.
There you go.
It's the computer.
It's me.
No.
You said look another hour or so.
Yeah. Are you gonna have enough time?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Feel bad, fucking guy you locked
No,
up.
you're fine. You need to start from pretty much nothing. Sounds like someone's ready to hit some VTEC though.
Oh, it's close, dude. And I'm just nailing down. That low cam, it still had a little bit of that surge, but I didn't get to check which direction the VTC wanted to go, so we actually did that now. So before it was getting closer and we were going forward, but I was like, damn it, I almost did go just a little backwards with the not saving and having to shut it.
Yeah.
Those last two polls, we kind of like redundantly did it. But now I know, okay, we've increased VTC because it sounds weird, but did you notice how it had that surge going through the gear?
When it wanted to come on, like when you typically you would hear that when the cam profile changed, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it had that throbby sound.
Yeah.
So if the VTC's wrong, it's going to cause not enough air, so it's going to surge because as it's producing torque, it's choking more and more. So it's like it's diving when the motor's capable of doing a lot more. So the cams are making it do that. It's like a cam timing thing. So with too much, similar back pressure issue, it'll almost sound more out the exhaust. You can actually hear the throbbing through the intake or through the exhaust when you go too far. But the thing is, when we floored it, before the VTC kicked in, which it has VTC angle by like 2,000 RPM, it was fine. That right around 2,000 when we floored it, it felt the same the whole way up until I kept that out before VTEC. The good thing is, what would it mean if it pulled good, bad, good, bad, good? It would mean that that VTC map went like this, right? It's weaving past where it wants to be. If it felt the same the whole way, and it's got numbers like this,
Right.
but it felt the same the whole way, it followed the torque. That just means that it's the entire road, not just areas.
Right.
The entire road's just to the left or right a little bit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're getting into it.
Yes. So once you find that, now when you do this on the dyno, when you do this on the dyno, you have to do every camshaft profile angle. So we would do 0 all the way through, 10 or 15 all the way through 30. So you're gonna have areas that cam angle's no good and it's gonna run like shit, but you kind of have to run from that area or into that area to get your overlap, right? Your overlap maps. So you're literally gonna be doing the exact same thing as we were doing, except on the dyno, when you're individually doing those maps, you're flat out putting 3rd, 4th gear fucking load in those areas. And if it's off, you're just hurting the car. Dude, it obviously doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Now, we're so low and we know it's cam angle, not timing or fuel, because that's dialed in. We're just simply testing it. But what if at 7,500 it sounded like that? It might not hurt the motor, but I don't want to hear my car making noises like that.
It's not going to be pleasurable.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so the way I look at it is, you make that shape first. Whether you're off or on, you're constantly getting closer, but the shape of it has to follow. And by the time I floor it with 0 cam angle, I can go, okay, timing dip, or the torque dips here. It picks up here, dips here. Okay, it wants this cam angle here, this here. And usually it's, okay, if it wants 5 degrees, well, it might be 20. But that doesn't mean up here it's going to be 10, it's going to be 40. Because it was supposed to be 520, now it's going to be 2035.
Okay.
It's a linear thing. A lot of people don't understand the difference between like what the word linear means and percentage in regards to what we're talking about with the ECU. Because I've actually had other tuners be like, oh, linear power curve, and I go, yeah, if I tell it to hit 8 pounds of boost, no matter the turbo size, at whenever it can, right? Let it hit 8 pounds. Between there and the rev limiter, I tell it slowly shut the wastegate, and by the rev limiter, have the wastegate shut and let the turbo hit what it wants. You don't think the motor's going to deal with that better than me unplugging the wastegate and at 4,000 RPM it hitting 30 pounds? What if it hits 8 pounds?
It's going to be safer, yeah.
Yeah.
The engine's going to do what it's going to want to do.
And what's the chances of a snap in a rod, if here, 30 pounds, right? Or 30 pounds.
Yeah, much more level.
So that's why. And I've talked that theory with so many people. I see a lot of guys do it now, but they do it under what's called power management. So they don't talk about it as a longevity thing for the motor taking it for a long period of time. I don't use it for power management because I am constantly spinning. And when it hooks, I throw more boost at it. I don't care if it wants this much boost at this RPM and this much more. As soon as it hooks, it's getting more. At first, we will linearize it. Then we'll start bringing it up back then.
Where it wants to be.
But once it spins, you can't use it anyways.
No, it's just lost. Anyway.
So.
Okay.
This thing holds a good water temp.
Yeah, I saw it hit like 186. And then
Hey, did you see our knot count?
There's like 5 or 6.
Okay.
It's super low.
I honestly, the last few pulls, I didn't see any at all, but I kept resetting the software, so I didn't catch it before it hit 0.
They're low.
Okay, but you said like 5?
5 or 6.
Okay, at the low RPM upon load, we were seeing a little bit of a lean air fuel. I wouldn't necessarily, it was like detonation, probably more of a little situation of high cylinder pressure causing it to like look like detonation. But basically that means that it's harmonically, like I said, it's vibrating.
Right.
It's pissed off. That's something that's just kind of there. We'll change the sensitivity in that area if after the tune is done and the VTC is dialed in, it's still going off in those areas, because I want to have it set to after the tune, I can look at the plug and go, okay, no detonation, 0 sensitivity, and then not induce detonation. But for example, say like one day you get low on gas, put like a gallon of 87 in it and just ride around for just a couple minutes and see if you get any knockout. And if you don't, you can go, hey, it's good enough on 87, it's not knocking. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if it shows a little on 87 and none on 91, you can go, hey, that sensitivity is right there. Like, it's perfect. It's right there.
Some future testing.
Yeah, just a little testing. Just a little bit. I am going to have you drive after we get into VTEC, because you seem to know your way around and stuff, and that'll be more the flat out stuff. So you'll be able to take me to a spot we can just go, and you'll just have to do like some second and third. We won't be going past probably like 70 miles an hour.
Okay.
So won't be bad. Intake wise, besides a manifold, no matter what you do, these like a 3.5 inch intake. So just coupler, whether it's a bend or straight. If it's on a bend, I'll get the coupler 2.5 or 3 inch to 3.5. If it's a straight, I'll go 3 to 3 and then megaphone it out. But longer intake pipe is what these like. So if you can get
doing the hybrid.
Yeah. Oh, you know what you want?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like $200.
Good. And I think they're 3.5 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they're 3 or 3.5. I gotta get to see all the cold air that I can.
The velocity stack with a filter, because velocity stacks do add power, just a couple horsepower. They get rid of the resonance frequency that's lost from the fact that the pipe is only sucking from a straight angle. When it has that radius, the surface tension pulls it along there, and it kind of keeps a better pulse in the intake, and it just levels the power band. So what you're actually seeing is the high points of your power band being flattened out, the low points are coming up, and it's leveling. So instead of
It's
going
just
like
smoothing
this,
things overall.
yeah. So you usually get like 1.5, 2 horsepower on a small motor, 3 or 4 on a big one. But the velocity stack with the filter, like block cells, I don't know how hybrids is. It probably has something like that.
It does have velocity stuff.
Yeah, but if not, you could do that. And then SuperiorTuning makes a badass carbon fiber stack if you ever want to go open elements like at the track. Yeah, that velocity stack's $300.
Yeah.
I've bought it 2 different times and I regretted it both times, and then I sold it and I regretted that. So we could take off. I think she just went pee. I have no idea where she went. Yeah, fuck that. That pit was hot. I wanted to try it. Go down to the freeway to do the mid-range cruising, or should we stay out here?
Whatever's gonna be easiest for you guys.
We're
I
gonna
don't drive on the freeway.
Oh, yeah. So this is what we need to do. We only need to hit about 70, but we do need to do the high rims. So we gotta pretty much back to back do some pulls. Not a ton, probably like 3 or 4. But where should we go?
Keeping it local is going to be like in that one spot that we were just
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, before that restaurant that I was telling you guys about, that's kind of what I had in mind.
Okay, so go down here, turn left, up, and then right, and go that way?
Yeah, so we'll go down to the stop sign, left, and then right again.
And then hook it, and then go around that box?
Yeah, so because the far street is Junction, and then we can go Junction to Tomahawk, and then come back up Scenic, which is that little sandbar one that we were talking about. And that'll take us right back here, and we can do that loop as many times as we need to. And I would feel more comfortable with you driving it that way.
Yeah, know what's up.
Yeah.
Alrighty, we'll get ready to go. She'll probably be here in a second, I'm sure.
I would just feel more comfortable with it because you know what you're doing.
Oh yeah, no, of course.
Get back in here. Hold on, you got your stuff back in.
Yeah, I just figured. It's sitting here and let her. Might have been. Alright, now we know what direction the DTC needs to be. We're going to try this second angle. If not, I'll go back. And then we had our fuel adjustment.
And our TPS stayed the same?
Yeah, and if not, we'll just hit the adjust button and we'll be good. I know it doesn't like it when I'm doing the flashing and then re-update the TPS. It seems to like it freshly updated after the update, which is maybe just something with the K-tuner. It just doesn't have a good job at recording the TPS voltage, other than when you save it, it might like revert back to stock, and he might not have picked that up when he was coding it, just because it's a TPS adjustment reading. I could totally see that happening. Like when you say that there just so happens, maybe in this version, that there's just a little bit of a glitch, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So I don't think that that's anything to worry about when you upload your tune. If it blips on you, go to your TPS thing, hit adjust for above 0.5 volts so it gets rid of the low RPM TPS cut, and then you're good. Okay. It has to do with throttle position cuts 5%, and that's where we were getting that first blip at.
Right, that
It
level.
looked like a dead spot at 7 or 8, but I don't think that's what it was.
there is a decel cut that's below 5%, but technically decel cut should be 0. So there's something going on with that, and it's a very common thing to have with these cars where the decel just acts up because the vacuum isn't right for what the computer is saying, your parameters basically. I'll show you actually. Let's see, max throttle for cut, 5%. It's cutting at 5%, and then minimum RPMs 850. That's about where it's cutting. So it just has a little bit of, oh my god,
You're fine.
has a little bit of issue with that. We'll do the low percentage thing and the fuel cut battling each other is what it looks like. It doesn't look like the TPS is off adjustment.